Welcome back, everyone. In this episode, we're going to be doing something a little bit fun and a little bit different with our engine scripts. And this idea comes from Eptron Omega, and that is to have reverse engines in our games, just for short distances. So essentially, I want it to be so when we click behind the ship and it's close by, the ship will kind of slowly use its reverse engines and back her up. And so I've had to make a couple changes to accommodate this. First of all, I went into the unit prefab and I added another thing in the hierarchy here. It's called reverse container. And it's just an empty game object that's at the exact same position. It's going to be at the same position as the parent unit. And essentially what we have to do is we have to fake this, because if we look at our, should modify this on the ship, if we look at our AI path, we can, for our orientation, we can't say z-axis backwards or something, or negative z-axis as our forward orientation. So what we have to do is we have to actually spin, let me find one of them, we have to spin this root unit game object 180 degrees. Oh. Wonder if it's going to snap for me. Okay, 180 degrees. And then what we can do is we can then rotate this by negative 180 degrees. And it will cancel out the rotations. I'm just going to undo that. So this is just for demonstration purposes. Alrighty, so we're going to start with our engine script, and I'm immediately going to come here to the set course function, and I'm going to create a little spot for faking reverse engines. I'm going to, I created a variable and some parameters here. One is reversing, it's set by default set to false. And yeah, if we look up here, we have some reverse properties. So we have a different set of, we have different speeds that we can now set for the reverse engines and different accelerations. And I also have something called reverse distance, and this is going to be like the threshold distance. So how close by is the destination that will let us use our reverse engines? Because if it's really far away, it's not going to be, these engines are going to be typically slower. And so if our destination isn't close by, we want the ship to turn around and use its normal forward engines if it's for a far away target, because that's going to be a lot more efficient, a lot more quick. But sometimes, hey, we might want to just back her up a little bit, and so I think that's going to be mostly I'm going to discriminate for that by how far away the move coordinate orders are for the user. And also, we got to detect, another component of this that we have to detect is if the destination is directly behind, for the most part, the unit. So I created, so I set the reversing, remember this is what's keeping track of it for reversing. It's equal to should go reverse function, sending our coordinate. Now let's take a look at our should go in reverse function, where you're going to start off by creating a 2 vector, which is just going to be the difference between our coordinate and where we currently are. And then I'm going to get an angle to that coordinate, our destination, by using vector3.angle, 2 vector. Now remember, if you remember in one of our previous videos, we had to determine whether that was positive or negative, but basically it doesn't matter if it's I choose to make the cutoff angle 135 degrees. It doesn't matter if it's 135 degrees to the left or to the right, it's still behind us. Luckily we don't, we could use a utility function for that, but we don't have to. And then so basically our condition is going to be, all right, is our angle greater than 135 degrees? Basically that means we have just clicked behind the unit, pretty much directly behind the unit. And the next component to this is, all right, how close by did we click is our movement coordinate to the unit. And we're going to use the square distance because taking the square root is a lot more resource intensive. So we're just going to square that. We're we're gonna, instead of taking the square root of everything, we're just gonna use c squared, and we're just gonna use that as our comparison. So if we're if our magnitude, if our square, this is basically our square distance again. If our square distance is within the reversing distance parameter, then we can say that yes, we should go in reverse. But if we aren't, if it's really far away and still behind us, remember, greater than or equal to 135 degrees, well, we're still going to want to use our forward engines for that. But the ship's just going to turn around and go to a far away target. Now, if we're clicking in our forward direction, then we can return false. And note that the angle uses the reverse container dot forward, not the root unit, because that might be flipped around. And so really the bow of the ship is going to be determined by the reverse container. But ironically, its parent may have been flipped around. We're just twisting it back. So speaking of which, we now are going to do a couple different things depending on if we're going to use our reverse engines or if we aren't. If we are, we're going to check to see if the reverse container, its local rotation, is equal to 0. That means that we have not twisted it, but we are going to use our reverse engine. So we need to flip the reverse container, or we need to flip the parent by 180 degrees, and then flip this reverse container back so that the user doesn't see that any trickery switcheroos happened here. The old switcheroo, that's what we're doing. And so we're going to use this function I created called flip unit by 180 degrees. And let's look down here. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to store the rotation of the parent unit, and then I'm going to take its y rotation, its y-axis, its heading, and we're going to add 180 degrees to it. And I'm also specifying if I can use the positive multiplier or negative multiplier. I've worked around a lot with this, and it was many headaches, and this is just kind of a remnant of that. It's not necessary, but just, I don't know, for OCD's sake, I want to be able to put a 1 or negative 1 and get it to subtract 180 degrees maybe if it's rotating back. Oh. Okay. So after that, we're going to take the transform of the root parent unit, and we're going to make it equal to that 180 degrees flipped rotation. And then now we're going to find the reverse container, and we're going to flip it back 180 degrees so that it's seamless. It doesn't look like anything has happened. But first we're going to check to see, all right, is it already 0 degrees? If so, then rotate it 180 degrees. But if it's not 0 degrees, then that means that we actually already are currently in the reverse engine's orientation. So we need to flip it back around so that this reverse container rotation is 0. So in this case, where the reverse container rotation wasn't equal to 0, its local rotation wasn't equal to 0, well, we've already flipped it before, which means that we already have been using our reverse engines, and so in this case, we're going to flip it back to 0 degrees. And then now, we're going to change we're actually going to modify that local rotation now with what we found here, with our new rotation vector. And now we're going to switch to our reverse engine stat. So we're going to take our agent AI path thing, and we're going to set its max speed to our reverse speed and our max acceleration to our reverse acceleration. And so now let's go to the case where we aren't reversing. Instead, we're going to look to see if the reverse container local rotation. So basically, the reverse container its local rotation is not at 0 degrees. Maybe we already were using reverse engines, but we're not anymore, so we need to flip it back. And now notice that I put a -1 in there, so that's just for my OCD to make the parent go back 180 degrees rather than keep adding 180 degrees forever and forever and forever. I don't know. It probably doesn't matter, but for some reason my tired brain thought it might. So, alrighty, and then in this case we're just going to make sure that we're using our forward engine stats, so our forward engine speed and our forward engine acceleration. Alrighty, what happened there? Okay. Oh, we're just uncommenting out debug.logs here, and then I'll comment this one back in. Alrighty, so let me show you this in play. Okay, alrighty, engines full reverse, and then this guy is gonna go up here. But wait, let's back up. Back her off, folks. Oh, and now we've clicked too far away, and so it's going to use its forward engines. There we go. Wow, look at that. Alrighty, well, once again, thank you, Eptron Omega. I know you as EO for a really fantastic idea. I'm really excited for what this could mean for gameplay. And I will see you in the next video.